So how's everyone doing this week? It's Kenny from Slurve.com. I'm here to give you my favorite cash game plays for this week's Wells Fargo Championship. First off, let's start off with last week. The debacle that was the Zurich Open, a 54-hole tournament. The weather was awful, and my picks didn't do that great. My four main picks last week were Justin Rose, Charles Howell III, Luke List, and David Toms. David Toms and Charles Howell, they made the cut. They did well. Lucas List, he hurt me. He bogeyed his final hole in the second round. He was on the cut number and then bogeyed 18 to miss the cut. So that one hurt a little bit, but when you're getting guys in that price range and under 7,500, you're going to be taking some risks. There's going to be some missed cuts. It's going to happen. The one that really shocked me was Justin Rose missing the cut. I did not see that coming. He couldn't hit a putt to save his life. I mean, tee to green, he was fine, but he was missing the cup in, he was missing the cup in 5-footers and 7-footers, which is sort of unlike him. I don't see that happening again for Justin Rose. I like him this week. I don't mind him for cash games again this week. I wouldn't go against him. If he starts doing this for a few weeks in a row, then we have to, change our thought process on him. Other good news for my other picks that I told you to look at did fairly well. I think I had 8 other picks that I told you guys to maybe take a peek at. And, 6 of the 8 made the cut. Wee Kim didn't. Jason Gore didn't. But again, those are the lower price golfers, 7,100 and 6,900 last week. So it's always a little bit tougher picking those guys. But, I'll definitely try and help you this week to find those hidden gems. Let's start off this week going over a little bit of the course for the Wells Fargo Championship. It's coming from Quail Hollow Golf Club. It's going to be a little difficult course. It's a longer course, a little bit thicker rough than what golfers have seen the last few weeks. Average size greens with multi-tiers, lots of undulation. Not the bunker fest it's been for the last few weeks, especially down in Florida. Not too many water hazards. So I'm looking for bombers this week. The strokes I'm looking at, the key stats I'm looking for golfers this week. The main stats I'll be looking for is going to be strokes gained tee to green, par 4 scoring, par 5 scoring, driving distance, and scrambling. Other stats that I might take a peek at will be birdie or better percentage, green in regulation from off the fairway. These fairways are very, very tough to hit. Less than 50% of all drives off the tee since 2005 have missed the fairway. So it's very tough fairways to hit. I'll also be looking a little bit at strokes gained putting and a little bit at proximity from 175 to 200 and 200 plus. So the first pick, it's a high-end pick this week. It's going to be Rickie Fowler for me at $10,800. He's having a solid year, making 9 of 11 cuts with 6 top 10s and never finishing lower than 25th in any tournament he made the cut in so far. He's never missed a cut at Quail Hollow and 5 times playing the course. Has 3 top 20s and a win in 2012. His stats for the course are very, very good. He's 6th in strokes gained tee to green, 8th in birdie or better percentage, 1st in par 4 scoring, 3rd in par 5 scoring, 6th in green and regulation from off the fairway, 36th in driving distance, 20th in scrambling, 22nd in strokes gained putting, and 29th in proximity from 175 to 200. I think he's a safe play. I know I said that last week with Justin Rose, but I believe it again. I don't think we'll see a week like him, like what Rose had from Fowler this week. I think he's safe. I think he's a good high-end pick for you guys to put as your starter on your cash game lineup this week. Others to think about in this range, maybe Roy. His price is pretty high, $12,800, $12,900. But I think it's worth it. I don't have a problem using him in cash games because the pricing this week is very, very soft. You can find a whole bunch of value plays under $7,500 this week. My second pick, it's going to be J.B. Holmes. He's a bomber. He's made all 9 of his cuts this year with 4 top 10s, and only once has he finished outside of the top 25 in his 9 events this year. He has a checkered course history here, but he's made 3 of his last 4 cuts at Quail Hollow recently, with 2 top 10s and a win in that span. He also has solid stats for the course. He's 17th in strokes gained tee to green, 14th in birdie or better percentage, 35th in par 4 scoring, 3rd in driving distance, 91st in green and regulations from off the fairway, 41st in scrambling, and 18th in proximity from 200 yards plus. His putting stats worry me a bit, but bad putters have done well here in the past, i.e. Webb Simpson, i.e. Lucas Glover, and also J.B. Holmes. He's won, so he's not the best putter, and he's won here before. So I'm willing to roll with him, even with a poor strokes gained putting stat this week. Starting a cash lineup with Fowler and Rose is definitely doable with the soft pricing this week, so that's just something to think about. Other guys to look for in this price range. I like Hideki Matsuyama. I think he's definitely going to make the cut. I like his game, so it's another guy that you might want to think about when it comes to guys in this price range. Next is going to be Charles Howell III at 8,100. The poor man's Matt Kuchar is on my list again this week. I'm probably going to ride him in cash games as long as his price doesn't go up too high, and as long as he keeps getting these top 25s. He has made 15 of 16 cuts this year with 4 top 10s and 11 top 25s. 11 top 25s and 15 made cuts. That's really, really impressive. A win is coming for him soon, and he's dying to play the Masters again. He hasn't played in years. It's actually close to his home, so he wants to play. He's moving up in the world rankings, and he definitely has a chance to make it with his world golf ranking, but getting a victory will guarantee him a spot at Augusta in 2017. Again, he's really solid at Quail Hollow. He's made 9 of 11 cuts in since 2005, with 2 top 20s in the last 3 years. Stat-wise, he's 35th in strokes gained tee to green, 39th in birdie or better percentage, 4th in par 4 scoring, 16th in par 5 scoring, 18th in driving distance, 24th in green and regulation from off the fairway, 10th in scrambling, and 60th in strokes gained putting. His proximity stats aren't that great, but he makes up for it with his scrambling, so I'm going to roll with him until the wheels fall off. Until something happens and he starts missing a few cuts in a row, I think he's a really safe play, and his price is always pretty affordable. 8,100 seems like it's a value this week to get Charles Howell III. Others to look at in this price range, Daniel Berger, he makes a bunch of birdies. He's been playing very well, and Byung-Hyun An hasn't missed a cut on tour. Another guy who is on the verge of trying to win. I know he only has 12, I think, events on tour this year to make his card, and he really wants to make the card. So, every time he comes into a tournament, he's someone that you're going to have to look at. Lastly, my final cash game pick this week, it's going to be Kevin Chappell at 7,900. If you ask tour players who they think the best golfer on tour is without a win, the majority of them will probably say Chappell. He's respected on tour, and many golfers and commentators see his potential as very high. He's come close to victory this year with a couple of runner-up finishes, and he's actually had 3 top 10s in his last 4 events on tour. After missing the cut in his first attempt at Quail Hollow, he's reeled off 4 straight made cuts with 2 top 16s in his last 2 starts here. When it comes to stats, he's in my top 10 for the week, which is pretty solid for a guy who's 7,900. He's 16th in strokes gained tee to green, 43rd in birdie or better percentage, 28th in par 4 scoring, 61st in par 5 scoring, 50th in driving distance, 27th in green and regulation from off the fairway, 43rd in scrambling, 67th in proximity from 175 to 200, and 40th in proximity from 200 yards plus. His putting stats, once again, aren't the best, but he has been putting well during his current top 10 streak. Other golfers to look at this price range, I like Patton Kizzire. A little hesitant to use him in cash games just because personally I like using players that have played the course in the past, and this will be the first time Kizzire has played this course, but he's been playing really, really solid. He's made, I think, 13 of 15 or 14 of 15 cuts this year, so another good guy to look at. Now, I know I don't have any of my key picks being lower-end picks this week, but I'll give you a few under 7K picks that I might use this week. Lucas Glover, like I said earlier, the guy plays this course well. He's a tee to green master with a sorry putter. But again, putting is bad putters have played well here before. So the way his recent form is and the way his course history is and his stats other than putting, I like Glover. I like Retief Goosen. He hasn't missed a cut this year. His game, I don't expect him to win or top 25 or anything, making him just a cash game play. But I think he has a really, really good chance of making the Cup. He's had good history here as well. And if you're looking for somebody, down in the super value, like sub 6K, take a peek at Davis Love III. He's made every cut this year on tour. He's made 10 of 10 cuts. He has a couple of MDFs, but, he's made 10 cuts this year in 10 tries. It seems like his game is coming back into form after his little neck surgery. And, after neck surgery, a golfer, you don't know what's going to happen. But it looks like it's healed up, and it looks like he has a couple of years left on tour. So, once again, my main picks today, Rickie Fowler at 10,800. J.B. Holmes at 9,100. Charles Howell III at 8,100. And Kevin Chappell at 7,900. Good luck this week. If you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter at KendoVT_DFS. And check out all the expert chats that Slurve.com does throughout the week. It's a really, really good way to get valuable information from really top minds when it comes to PGA DFS. All right, signing off. Good luck this week. Win some money. And I'll see you all next week.